Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Cursed Idol from the Plunderlings line. And I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the team at Lone Coconut for sending this over for the purposes of this review. First off, gotta talk about the packaging. I absolutely love the packaging here. You get a nice shot of the product here on the back with the name. But the whole crate motif I think is really cool. I don't know why, but I love the front here. It kind of reminds me of like a carnival ride or something like that with the giant mouth. I just think it looks really cool. And the other thing is they actually give you cardboard ears inside at the bottom of the box that you can insert into these slits here on the side to kind of recreate like a Plunderling's giant head here. And then he's even got tiny feet on the bottom. So really fun packaging. Plus up top you can look and see the alternate heads and hands and other accessories that are included. So really pretty cool. I like it a lot. I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out of the box and then we're going to take a closer look. So here he is out of the packaging, and the first thing you notice right off the bat is the really nice metallic gold paint. I really like it a lot. I also think green was an excellent accent color to use for the nails and the eyes because it just really goes well with the gold. And then you have the red robe here, which also works really well. It's just a great color scheme all over. The robe's kind of a softer plastic, which is nice. That way you can kind of get it out of the way if you want to move the arms and use some of the articulation. Head sculpt is fantastic. All the Plunderlings come with 3 head sculpts. You get this kind of smiling face, you get this kind of baring the teeth face, and then you have the open mouth kind of smiling face. They all look great. Changing the heads is really easy. You just go ahead, pop one off, pop the next one on, pops on and off really simply. I love that. The detail for the inside of the ear is nice. You have some earrings here. And you get a really nice range of motion with the head. So if you just saw when I popped this off, you have this really big ball joint with a really nice hinge here for range of motion. Now I will say one thing with the gold paint. They didn't paint the joint pieces, which I think is a smart idea because the more paint you put on joint pieces, the more flaking and everything you're going to have. So there is a tiny little bit of flaking. It's not a big deal. Some of the joints you'll run into a little bit, but it doesn't take away from the actual paint job. It's just in the joints, so you probably won't even notice it that much, but I just wanted to point it out. So we'll pop the head back on. Now you do have a lot of range of motion. Kind of look all the way up like this. You can bring this forward so they look all the way down, and then because it's a ball joint, you can rock back and forth, spin side to side. Really nice range of motion there. So they have a ton of articulation and movement in the neck. You have a hinge and a rotation in the shoulder. You have a hinge and a rotation in the elbows. You have a hinge and a rotation in the wrist. And you do have some alternate hands. You can go ahead and just pop these out. And they pop out pretty easily. And then you do get a set of open hands so he can actually grasp his accessories, which we'll get into in a little bit. But there you go. And they also have the nice green fingernails. In the torso, you have kind of a ball joint in the abdomen, so you can get a nice range of motion there. You do have ball joints in the hips. You have thigh swivels. You have double jointed knees, as you can see there. And then you have a hinge and a rotation in the ankle. So really nice range of articulation for these guys. They look fantastic. I really like the gold. I think it looks really good. Like I said, color scheme is great. And it's just a really nice metallic shine. And it doesn't detract away, like I said, the articulation doesn't really cause paint flaking. I mean, I guess it does to a certain degree, but not because they were smart enough not to paint the joints themselves and just make them out of a gold plastic. Really, it's kind of more of a tannish plastic, but it really matches well. And I think that in the long run, that's going to hold up because it doesn't have the paint flaking, which I really like. So they look really nice. I like this a lot. Really cool. So in addition to the extra heads and the hands, he does have a couple of accessories. You have this little crown, and the fun thing about the head accessories is they use magnets to keep them in place, so they're not falling off. I think that's such a smart idea. I really enjoy that. And the nice thing is, because they all have the same magnet system, you can integrate the different, head pieces, accessories, and you could put this crown on a different figure. You could put a headpiece from another figure over here. So there's a lot of interchangeability, which I think is a lot of fun. He has this goblet, which is very cool. Also has the green. And then this is my favorite accessory. This giant staff, which I guess this is like an iguana or a chameleon or something. That is some really cool detail. And again, you have the green paint for the eyes. There's a lot of nice molded detail in this piece, which I like a lot. So if we go ahead and pop this into his hand, and he actually holds it really easy, no problem getting it in there. So there we go, he's got his staff and his crown. He looks great. I really like him a lot. Now he does also come with these little clips. You can see here he's got these 3 little clips, and how they work is you can pop them into these little holes. There's one on the back, and then there's one on each side. So if you wanted to put a clip on there, and then that way you could use it to store the accessory on his back or something like that, you have that option. I like to just have him hold it. And a lot of times I had a previous figure where I tried to put the hook in and it stretched out the plastic. That's probably just me because I wasn't very good at getting it to fit in the hole. But I don't want to risk stretching out the plastic. So just something to be aware of if you decide to try to pop in one of these hooks. As long as you're careful with it, I don't think you'll have a problem. But I don't want to risk stretching it out. But yeah, he looks really, really good. I like this guy a lot. I think they did such a nice job. The metallic paint is super shiny. I love the green and red accent colors, just go really well with the gold coloring. I love the different face sculpts. I love all the accessories. He's a lot of fun. I really enjoy this a lot. Honestly, I've been enjoying all the Plunderling figures that I've had so far. So I definitely recommend you guys check them out. They had a Kickstarter. That's where it started. But now you can get them from Big Bad Toy Store. So I would definitely head over to Big Bad Toy Store. I think pre-orders should still be open for a couple figures at least. But I definitely recommend checking them out. I'm having a ton of fun with them. I think they're just great little figures. The cool little like goblin aesthetic is super fun, especially to get a bunch of different ones. They all have kind of their own personalities and things going on, and I just think they're a ton of fun. So again, I want to give a huge shout out to the team over at Lone Coconut for sending this over to me for the purposes of this review. Thank you guys so much. It's a great little figure. I definitely recommend everyone check these out because it's a really fun toy line, and I'm really excited to see what they have in store for us going forward. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.